It is the satanic dark ritual in dark medieval times.
All right, here we go on here again. Another one. So, back. Hey, Merry Christmas, huh? Did Santa Claus come in your bed last night and beat you with a belt? So, yeah, it's the day after Christmas. Obviously, you saw in the little picture thumbnail doing a goddamn review of the Nosferatu remake. So, interesting stuff. So, we can jump into that. You know, it's Christmas. You know what I've been doing is watching every year for Christmas. I'll get to Nosferatu, don't worry. But every Christmas year, try to watch every. Well, you can't do every one, but a ton of adaptations of the Christmas Carol. Fucking Scrooge. It's fucking light. Try not to freak out. Try not to freak out. See, I didn't fucking blow up. Usually I start fucking yelling about that shit. But yeah, watching all the different versions of the Christmas Carol. Of course, like the old black and white ones. There's 1950s version and 1930s. Then you got the new ones, Jim Carrey. I don't like Jim Carrey, but I do like that Christmas Carol animation he did. The other stuff. And also, too, for the holidays, you know my mug, the mug that I use all the time with the fucking pentagram, and the one we used it for the cover of the whatever the fuck that EP is. I can't even think of the name of it. It's got a picture of that pentagram on the cover. Ours, don't touch the skeleton, or touch the skeleton, some shit like that. That thing wound up missing, the mug. I couldn't find it anywhere. And then I see Barry from Goat Metal. He has a cup like that drinking. And apparently that fucking puppet around here stole the fucking mug. And I guess he pawned it off to Barry's wife so he can go buy some blow with it or something. So you're welcome, Barry. You have my shit. The fucking puppet stole my crap and gave it away.
Give me a fucking beer, you motherfucker.
So that motherfucker's gonna be paying for it later. I can tell you that right now. Also, that aside, other stuff going on. For Christmas, they got a bunch of fucking bullshit. Actually, somebody did. They bought me this book here. It's about 4 years old or something now. And I remember when this first came out. You know, it comes out by Decibel, which is usually a bunch of fucking bullshit. But usually the books they put out are pretty fucking solid. And I never bought this because I heard all kinds of people talking shit about this book, saying it sucked and a bunch of crybaby shit in here. I don't know. I mean, I got it just yesterday, and I've skimmed through it and read a little bit in there. I mean, so far it seems pretty solid to me. I mean, I'm sure there is some fucking pussy shit in here, but overall it seems like it covers, you know, the main USA American black metal bands. But I'll cover this in more detail once I read the whole fucking thing. But so far I like it. Hardcover, cool pictures, but I don't know. Don't start talking shit to me yet. I haven't read it yet, okay? Give me some fucking time. Also, next year, I talked about, got a lot of shit planned. One thing I'm planning on doing is I'm going to put out a fucking zine, a printed paper fucking zine like the old days. You know, copy, Xerox copy, black and white, black metal, death metal interviews, stuff like that. I'm going to do one of those. And you're thinking, what the fuck's the point of that, man? It's everything's online. It's fucking, you know, it's for the nostalgia reasons. Yeah, I could do an interview with a band and post it up immediately and people can read it, but this, for this nostalgia, if you motherfuckers were around back when that shit was the main source of spreading news, you can appreciate that. So look for that. You know, hopefully in January have that out, have a limited amount of copies to sell for it. Actual physical fucking zines. You can act like you're back in 1989. You can go sit on the fucking shitter and read a fucking death metal interview. So more about that coming up. So okay, Nosferatu got debuted yesterday, Christmas. I wanted to see it, but at first I wasn't going to go. I don't like to go to debuts of premieres of movies. Too many fucking cocksuckers there. But that Hillbilly Grimm and that fucking The Ugly One were going to go to it. So I got a ticket. Moved to the Alabama Draft House. Went there and got there, showed up, and they have a bar in the front. I got an IPA, some shit that tastes like piss. And then also, I was leaving, I was trying to grab any kind of shot, and I grabbed this fucking crap right here. Cabinet, old Oregon spirit, absinthe or absinthe. I don't know. I'm a fucking retard. I don't drink this shit. I thought, okay, this seems pretty fucking brutal. So we had an IPA in the bar before, and we're talking to some fucking retard bitch that worked behind the bar. She kept talking about, I get off, I'm gonna get fucked up. And some young girl at Hillbilly Grimm kept asking her if she wanted to go party. Like, that fucking young girl ain't gonna party, your fucking old ass motherfucker. But yeah, the IPA, took it in there, sit down, watch the movie. And I enjoyed the movie. Watch it up. Just first off, I'll say it. I enjoyed the movie. It was worth my time. And I had the IPA, drinking it and enjoying it, just relaxing. You can order food in there. I ordered some kind of fucking wrap with chicken and shit. I was trying to eat kind of clean, because I've been eating like shit here lately. So, okay, cool. I get that. First thing I do, pick that shit up, take a bite, and it's just somebody soaked it with sauce and just fucking splattered all over my fucking pants. So that already pissed me off. We're watching the movie, and all the fucking Hillbilly Grimm was fucking wiped out when he went in there. He was drunk, and he passed out like 15 minutes into the movie, and he was in there snoring so fucking loud, it was like almost echoing in the fucking auditorium, man. I was surprised the way they didn't call and get somebody in there to run his ass out, because it was a sold out show. It was completely packed. So it was a debut. His ass was fucking snoring. I mean, you could just hear it was so fucking loud. He was choking. I'm jumping ahead, but then later after the movie finished, the lights all came on, he's waking up, and he has fucking puke all over his face. He was laying there snoring, and puking all over his fucking self. So, yeah, the motherfucker left and that puke all over himself, smelled like shit. And for me, I was sitting there drinking that IPA, and I drank this Oregon Spirit. Took a swig, and oh, fuck, this tastes like fucking shit. It tastes like rotten ass licorice or something, man. It fucking, tastes like shit. I know some people like that licoricey kind of shit. I don't like this shit. I don't like that smoky tasting crap either. So this almost made me want to fucking throw up. So, so they made this remake, thinking, so am I excited about it? Yeah, because the 1922 Nosferatu, the original one, was a pretty groundbreaking movie that really set a precedent for horror movies. That's back during the silent times, some of the most earliest cinema. It was basically an unauthorized adaptation of Dracula, the Bram Stoker novel, but they didn't get the rights, so they thought they would change it and call it Nosferatu instead of Dracula, and then the vampire is not called Dracula, it's called Count Orlok. They changed the characters around. The Jonathan Harker character, he's Thomas Hutter or Hutter, whatever the fuck. And so they thought they'd switch it around, but then of course the Stoker estate found out about that and tried to fucking sue their ass and went through a bunch of shit, and there was a point that they were mandating that all the versions of the film get destroyed, but luckily some of them did survive it. It fucking sucks because there are a lot of old silent movies like that are missing. They're gone. Like London After Midnight with Lon Chaney Sr. That's a lost film. All there is still images of it. It's a fucking shame because I'd really like to see that. But so the movie itself was groundbreaking, not only because of the horror element, but also it was part of the German expressionist film movement. You got the film noir movement, early film movies and stuff, but this German expressionism was expressionist. Getting fucking tongue-tied. Expressionism was very unique. It had the dark shadows and high contrast, black and white. It worked fucking great. That's why these movies, when they're black and white, when they're done like this, have such a certain feel to it, and this did it, using the high contrast, the shadows, and the overall creepy aesthetic of it. I mean, it's a pretty fucking well done movie. So it was directed by F.W. Murnau, German film. Max Schreck, who plays as Count Orlok or Dr. Dracula, basically Dracula, but his look was so unique, that bald head with the pointy ears and just a very fucking gargoyle-like shit, you know, and there's been a million versions of Dracula that's gone down the road, and it did eventually drag, you know, the Stoker estate was trying to sue the makers of Nosferatu about this, but eventually Count Dracula, the name, went into public domain, meaning it has no copyright, which now, so I don't think it's been, I think it's still public domain, so you can go make your own Dracula movie and use the name without getting your fucking ass sued. And, you know, as far as the history of vampire movies, you know, everybody always thinks of the 1931 Dracula, Bela Lugosi. That's the archetype of what people think of what Dracula looks like, even though in the novel, the short hair aristocrat, you know, short hair, clean shaven Bela Lugosi, that's not what he was like in the novel itself. But still, people think of Dracula, they think of Bela Lugosi's accent, they think about that look. That's the quintessential look of Dracula. But there's been tons of other movies since then. I mean, Bela Lugosi played Dracula one more time, where he was in the Abbott and Costello meets Frankenstein, which as a kid I thought that was so cool. I saw the credits, and Bela Lugosi, Lon Chaney, and then Glenn Strange played as Frankenstein on there. So that was a pretty cool movie. It was a fucking comedy, but if you haven't seen that, it's pretty fucking good, man. The Bela Lugosi, and then you got the Hammer horror with Christopher Lee playing Dracula numerous times, which all those movies, I'm pretty sure I've talked about those on here before. All the Christopher Lee Hammer horror Dracula films are very good. If you haven't seen them, go look at that shit. And then I'm building up to Nosferatu. You said the original one. Then in 1979, they remade it. Werner Herzog did a version with Klaus Kinski playing as Nosferatu. Klaus Kinski is a very interesting actor who's done all kinds of weird shit, and he's always like a fucking nasty creep in movies, the way he looks, and just think of how he's in the movie Crawl Space, or that alien movie called Creature. He fucking grabs that woman, starts to grope her, you know, Klaus Kinski is fucking funny ass actor. But so that version, Werner Herzog made that. Werner Herzog has had a collaboration with several films with Klaus Kinski, so it's always if I understand, it was very much a chaotic on-set presence with Kinski. But this 1979 version is really good. It's a fucking great adaptation, very creepy. Just the way fucking Klaus Kinski looks, he doesn't even need makeup to look like a fucking vampire. But and also the music, it's really sets a tone. It's done by Paul Vu. It's a German group that's done a bunch of other soundtracks for other Herzog movies and other stuff, but the soundtrack on this really sets it apart, and I think it's one of the strongest points of the movie, besides just the overall gothic, dark tone of the film, 1979. So that one with Klaus Kinski is really good. And 1979, they also did the one with Frank Langella, Laurence Olivier, and also Donald Pleasance from fucking, you know, Halloween, other horror movies. That one's good, but that one is Frank Langella plays a more of a romantic approach. He's not like a fucking ghoul. You never see his fangs, just like on the original Bela Lugosi, you never actually see his teeth. And on this one as well, they said Langella wanted to have it more of a aristocrat feel to it, not and more romantic. But I still do like that movie. It does have its creepy elements to it. And also in 1979, the same year, Love at First Bite, and Richard Benjamin and I think George Hamilton. It was like a comedy. I remember liking that movie as a kid. I haven't watched it since then, which I probably need to go back and rewatch it. It's been a fucking long ass time.
I'm going to suck your blood, you cocksucker. Do not give me AIDS.
Going back to the 79 Klaus Kinski, he has other connections to Dracula as well. Before the 1979 version, he actually played in a film in 1970 directed by Jess Franco with Christopher Lee, but it's not a Hammer horror movie, though. It's Christopher Lee playing as Dracula, but not Hammer. And Klaus Kinski plays on that, and plays as Renfield, which is very fucking crazy looking. This movie was known as being more closely to the novel. So 1970 Dracula, it's called Count Dracula with Christopher Lee directed by Jess Franco, who's done a bunch of other fucking good horror movies. And the other connection Klaus Kinski has with Dracula is Vampire in Venice, 1988. It's got Christopher Plummer, good actor, and also Donald Pleasance is also on this. Donald Pleasance on this one. He's also in 1979 Dracula with Frank Langella. This movie could have been really good, but from what I understand, they said it was a big chaotic mess, and the movie looks like a mess. It's like there's like pieces of brilliance in there, but it turns to fucking shit. And at the end, they shoot a big ass hole through the vampire Klaus Kinski. It looks like a completely photoshopped hole, even though there was not Photoshop back then, but just cut out. I love this fucking horrible effect. Just a fucking bad, really bad movie. But bad and good, you should still check it out. And then later on, there was The Shadow of the Vampire, which has Willem Dafoe, Willem Dafoe is in this 2024 remake of Nosferatu. But in this movie, Shadow of the Vampire is pretty good. He plays as Max Schreck, like on the set of the movie, but it's insinuated like that Max Schreck really is a vampire, and Willem Dafoe plays as it. I would take a look at that movie. He also got nominated for a Academy Award for. Nominated, he didn't win it, but he got nominated for an Academy Award for his part on there. Pretty fucking good movie, man.
It is the satanic dark ritual in dark medieval times. Fuck yeah.
So now we're to the actual movie. I was excited about this when I first heard about it. It's mainly because Robert Eggers was directing it. If it was being put out by anybody else, I would not even probably would have went and seen it. But Robert Eggers has, to this point, done some really good fucking atmospheric horror-esque movies like The Lighthouse. Willem Dafoe is also on that. Great movie. And then he's got that fucking romance vampire fucker. What's his name? He played as Batman too. I can't remember what the fuck his name is. Lighthouse, really good. And also The Witch. Great fucking movie. And they also did the fuck is that other movie he did? Oh, it's The Northman. That was also good. So he has a good track record. So I was excited to see. So I figured if anybody's going to do it right, he's going to do it right. And I have to say, it's a pretty good account of it. I mean, it really builds up the atmosphere. It really makes the Nosferatu to look like a really evil creature. And then when he talked, he rolled his tongue, Nosferatu. And when he talks, it's just like it grabs your, it's very loud and just captivates you. And the overall visuals are really cool. Of course, there was a lot of computer-generated shit, like background stuff, but and there was also some a lot of occult mixed into this, a lot more than other. And there was also scenes where it was almost you felt like you were watching an exorcism movie, which I have no problem with. I thought it was fine. I liked those scenes. And as far as Nosferatu himself, he doesn't look like the Max Schreck version or the Klaus Kinski, but he still looks creepy as fuck. I went there with the ugly one, and he said he looks like Soda Popinski from Mike Tyson's Punch. I remember that shit. He has that kind of look with that mustache. But even the build-up when they first introduced the character, it's very creepy, and they don't show him clearly, and it's like a build-up. So I think it did an excellent job on really setting the pace of this is a scary-ass motherfucker. So was I scared of the movie? No, but it had some definitely some good atmosphere on it. And then I'm not going to give you these spoilers, so I'd say you should go check it out. So I recommend it. What do I consider it compared to the original and also the 1979? I like all three. I think each one has its own merit. What I like about the 1979 version better, though, is the soundtrack. It just had a more moody feel versus this one. The new version has more of that Hollywood kind of score. Some of it's better than others, but I just like the 1979 score better. It just looked more moody. It just had a better feeling to it. But this new one, still pretty fucking good. Then the parts where he shows he's sucking people's blood, it sounds like he's like he's just sucking gallons of blood out. It's there's not really any visual, a whole lot of visual gore, but it sounds grotesque the way he's sucking the blood. So I think they did a really good job on that. It's definitely, to me, a rewatchable movie. These days, you get watch these new movies, and a lot of them are just not rewatchable. They're not. You watch it, it's all right, it's fucking done, that's it. So, you know, that's my talk about that. I give it a good movie, and when it comes out, I will buy the Blu-ray or whatever when it comes out, because it's some movie I will watch again because I like it, you know. And actually, talking about I meant to show this. I actually have the soundtrack of the 1979 version, Popol Vuh, and this is a fucking great soundtrack, man. Got a cool book in here, you know, fucking booklet and all that shit. Good soundtrack. The other one, like the soundtrack for this new version, will I buy the soundtrack? No, I don't need it. This one though, long time ago, I had to have this. So I don't know. What did you? I'm fucked up in the head. What'd you think about it? Was it good? Did you like it? Have you seen it? I thought it was good. Normally, modern horror I think is fucking garbage, but I'd say, hey man, pretty fucking good movie. Anyway, okay guys, like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Fucking you fucking motherfucker. No, just thanks for watching. Fucks. I don't know. It's just the day after Christmas. This may be, I don't know. Actually, I'll probably do another full-length video before the end of the year. Or maybe not. This may be the last video of the year, like a full-length one. I'll still upload the little short pieces of shit, but there's like a full one. Anyway, hey, thanks to everybody that watches this shit. You know, all you motherfuckers that comment, I try to respond to everyone. If you see that I haven't responded to your comment, it's just too many of them. I can't keep up with it. So, it's not that I don't see them. I do. I see you. Thanks a lot. We appreciate it. All right, man. I'm going to go fucking worship Satan now.
Give me a fucking beer, you motherfucker.